viewers, it's your intellect once again. I welcome you all on my YouTube channel. As you know that I'm a historian. So today I've come up with this topic, that is the First World War. So you must know the definition of the First World War. You must also know about the causes. You must also know about the cause and the effects, or some they call it results. But our best point of correction today is we want to focus on the definition and the causes. The First World War, it was a disastrous war which was fought all over the world. And this war was fought on land, on the sea, under the sea, and even on air, using deadly weapons. And all major European states and all other states alike, they were involved in this war. So you must know that concerning this war, there were what we call long-term causes and what we call short-term causes. So long-term causes, these were the events, or these are subjects of concern which took long period of time happening and consequently led to the outbreak of the war. And the short-term causes, these are events which took a short period of time and ultimately led to the outbreak of the war. So in the long-term causes, we have what we call the alliance system. I'm going to discuss more about it. Also, we have got issue of colonial rivalry was another concern. Also, we have got what we call militarism. In militarism, we have what we call naval race and arms race. Then after that, we have what we call nationalism. Was part of the concern. Above all, we have what we call German wet politic, or some they say German foreign policy. Then after that, in short-term causes, what were the short-term causes? Short-term causes were what we call the Bosnian crisis. After the Bosnian crisis, we have got the Balkan Wars. That is the first Balkan War and the second Balkan War. After that, we have got the Sarajevo assassination or Sarajevo incident. So you must know how to group these terms. Then in this case, I want us to venture into the alliance system. What was the alliance system? The alliance system, it was a system which was a brainchild of the guy who was known as Otto von Bismarck. Otto von Bismarck was one of the German chancellors. And in his thoughts, he thought that Germany, as a major superpower, was supposed to engage in a system whereby she was going to protect herself from France, because before the war, there was a war which was fought amongst France and Germany, which was known as the Franco-Prussian War. And in this Franco-Prussian War, what happened? Germany defeated France, and as Germany defeated France, it took Alsace-Lorraine from France. As it have taken Alsace-Lorraine from France, it means that in the future, France was going maybe to avenge for the war. So the reason why the alliance system, or this system of friendship, where according to Bismarck, there was an event whereby Germany and other allies could engage together as friends, as partners of war. Kana kuti tukuti vaida kubatana kuti Germany nedzimwe nyika vaida kuintroduce kuti isusu ngatibatanei, such that we isolate France. What was the plan of Bismarck was to make sure that Alsace-Lorraine was not given back to France. Saka isingade iyo Germany kuti Alsace-Lorraine idzoke kuFrance neupfumi hwakatorera France, yakabva yafunga kuti regai tiintroduce chinhu chinonzi alliance system, and all is a friendship of war. So zvazodaro, when Bismarck managed to convince certain countries to engage in him, and the first alliance to be signed was known as the Three Emperors League. So the Three Emperors League, it was an alliance which was signed between Germany, Austria-Hungary. In this case, it was known as Austria-Hungary. These were two countries, and Russia. So Bismarck managed to convince Austria-Hungary and Russia to join him in this system of alliance. So as they were engaging in this, they agreed to sign what was known as the Three Emperors League, or the Dreikaiser Band. In this alliance, Germany was represented by Kaiser William, or Kaiser William I. Then Austria-Hungary was represented by Franz Joseph. Then Russia was represented by Tsar Alexander the First, or Tsar Alexander. So these three guys, they joined together and they decided to sign the Three Emperors League. And as they signed this Three Emperors League, there were certain terms in which they agreed to. So they have said that they were going to join each other in terms of any war which was going to break out, which means that if Germany was about to be attacked, Austria and Russia is going to help them, help Germany to fight the enemy. If Russia is going to be attacked, they are going to do the same. And in this, after that, they were also have to consult each other about the Balkans. There were Balkan states that were existing in Europe. So many countries, they wanted to take control of the Balkan states. So they agreed that they were going to take the consideration either to share each other or to control them all together. Above all, they agreed that they wanted to keep France isolated. They did not want France to have an ally. So they should have to make sure that France could not find an ally, so that Alsace and Lorraine could not return back to her. And above all, another term in which they have agreed to amongst each other was that the three agreed that in case of an attack of any member, they could join that war. Above all, they agreed to cancel communism, or agreed to remove communism in Russia. But even though these countries, they've agreed all these terms, they've agreed even to help each other to improve their military strength and whatsoever. What have made these Three Emperors League to not to work in a correct consideration was the fact that Austria, Hungary, and Russia, they kept to quarrel over the Balkans. As Austria and Russia kept quarreling over the Balkans, what happened is that Germany gave unconditional support to Austria-Hungary. And this have made Russia to be frustrated, and Russia decided to move away from this Three Emperors League. As Russia moved away from this Three Emperors League, this have forced Germany and Austria-Hungary to remain intact as two major powers. So ultimately we are saying, even though this Three Emperors League was signed, it became a failure because of this issue whereby they did not agree concerning the Balkans. And the Three Emperors League now, it have resulted into the Dual Alliance. It have resulted in the Dual Alliance of 1879. This was the Three Emperors League was signed in 1873. So in 1879, we observed that Germany and Austria-Hungary, they decided to sign an alliance among themselves. As they were signing this alliance, what were their terms? Their terms were that the two countries, that is Germany and Austria-Hungary, they agree, they promised mutual aid if one of them was attacked by Russia. Now, because their major concern was Russia, they thought that Russia was going to have other allies or was going to attack one of them. So they said we must be protective amongst each other. Also, the two promised mutual aid if one of them was attacked by any power assisted by Russia or any power supporting Russia. Above all, they promise each other neutral in case of an attack by one country. If they were going to be attacked by a single country, one of them was to remain neutral in order to disguise their enemies. So, after the consideration of this dual alliance, the alliance system is now a system which is keeping on going in Europe. Alliance system, in other words, tukuti chinhu chakutoramba chichiitika charamba chichiitika now. Remember, I've said that the origins of the alliance system, it manifested into the three emperors league. As it have manifested into the three emperors league of Russia, Austria, Hungary, and Germany. As Russia and Austria and Hungary quarreled over the Balkans, it have resulted in a dual alliance of Austria, Hungary, and Germany. As the dual alliance of Austria, Hungary, and Germany became successful, ultimately Germany thought that if I'm going to sideline Russia concerning the mobilities, concerning the enmity we have over France, what is going to happen is Russia is going to tell France that we've once signed an alliance against you with Russia and Austria-Hungary. So ultimately it was going to mean that Russia, on other words, was going to inform France that Germany is against you and she is already formulating alliances all over with other countries. So, in bearing this in mind, Otto von Bismarck have convinced Russia to sign an alliance which was known as the renewal of the Drake-Eisenband Treaty, the renewal of the Drake-Eisenband Treaty. So the renewal of the Drake-Eisenband Treaty was signed in 1881. So as this Drake-Eisenband was renewed, Bismarck feared that France might come into an agreement with Russia. He wanted to keep France isolated. So as a result, Bismarck persuaded Russia and Austria-Hungary to renew the old Drake-Eisenband. Then Tsar Alexander II died. And Bismarck renewed the League of the Three Emperors League with Austria-Hungary and Russia. Thus, the possibility of Franco-Russian alliance was banished or was avoided. So, in 1881, Bismarck managed to avoid Russia to introduce the system of alliance to France. What was their terms? Their terms was that the three powers agreed to consult each other in matters of the Balkans. The Balkan issues keep on going, they keep on having quarrels, they keep on having interest in the Balkans. Above all, they promise each other to remain neutral if one of them was attacked by a single power. This is the major term. Zviri kunzi ukarwiswa nenyika 1, isu tinoramba takambonyarara pakapindira yechitu ndo patinopindira. Also, Austria-Hungary was allowed to annex Bosnia and Herzegovina. So, when we say annex, it means colonizing or taking control of. So, in this renewal of the Drake-Eisenband, Austria-Hungary was given the right to control over Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia and Herzegovina, who are these? Bosnia and Herzegovina are part of the Balkan states. So I'm going on our next lesson, I'm going to explain more about the Balkans. Then they were to be the creation of Bulgaria and Eastern Romania under Russian influence, which means that Russia was given Bulgaria and Romania, was given the control over Bulgaria and Romania. Then Austria was given control over Bosnia and Herzegovina. So this is how the renewal of the Drake-Eisenband went. So after this have happened, the signing of this alliance, it does not necessarily mean that this means that the alliance system have ended. We are going to explain on our next lesson what was the step forward after the signing after the renewal of the Drag Band trade. So for all subscribers, I thank you for watching this video. I thank you for your engagement. I thank you for your followership. Thank you very much for keeping on supporting the Interline. For more information, you can contact the number on the screen. Thank you very much. Our next lesson, we are going to discuss about the 3 Emperors League. We are going to discuss about the reinsurance treaty. We are going to discuss about the Joe Alliance, another Joe Alliance. It is going to be an interesting one. Get in touch. Keep on subscribing. Keep on watching. Keep on having notifications concerning this channel. Thank you very much.